So PlayStation 5 is the fastest selling console, but we as consumers just can't seem to get our hands on one. Some are wondering why that is. I have two theories. One, scalpers, scammers, whatever you want to call them. They're the people who are just constantly buying these things and turning around and going online, eBay, whatever selling site they go to, and selling them for double. You people are trash. The other are the clout chasers. The people who also do the same as scalpers, but they're really not in it to make a profit. They do it just to be doing it, you know? And Father, forgive me if I'm putting this out in the universe, but I guarantee you right now, someone has bought a PlayStation 5 disc edition, the $500 joint. And I guarantee you that they bought that just so they can make a video for their YouTube channel, and they have a prank page, and they're going to destroy the PS5 for likes, dislikes, for clout. That's why we can't get one, because of those people. And if you're listening, I want you to walk to the edge of your flat earth and fall off. Sincerely, Nix. Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is DYSG, episode 75. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Nix coming to you live from DYSG Studios. This is Do You Speak Geek? It's the show where you get the latest and greatest in the geek and nerd realm. Shout out to all you new listeners out there. Welcome to the ride. And if you're an avid listener, welcome back. For those of you who are newly subscribed, thank you for joining us. If you're listening on Spreaker, shout out to you and shout out to Spreaker. Spreaker is the home team. If you're not listening there, you're probably on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're kind of everywhere. So wherever you're listening, thank you. DoYouSpeakGeek.com, the place where you can find everything DYSG. And I mean everything. Photos, videos, blogs, merch. Head on over there now, cop some merch, read a few blogs, enjoy yourself. Follow us on our social medias. Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at DYSG_tweets, and Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. The YouTube channel, The Daddy and Dono Show. It's the only place you can find that there. Please be sure to watch our latest two videos. We did reviews of the Falcon and Winter Soldier and also Mortal Kombat. So check those out when you get an opportunity. Hit that subscribe. Hulk, smash that like. Detroit, smash that bell for all notifications and leave comments. I want to know what you guys think. Nothing really big this week, so let's just hop into my favorite portion of the show. Y'all know the vibes. Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the source wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's jump right into it. The pull list this week, we have Way of X #1. Mutant kind has built a new Eden, but there are serpents in this garden. Some mutants struggle to fit in. Some mutants turn to violence and death, and the children whisper of the Patchwork Man, singing in their hearts. Only one mutant senses the looming shadows, snared by questions of death, law, and love. Only Nightcrawler can fight for the soul of Krakoa. Only he and the curious crew he assembles, including fan favorites Dr. Nemesis, Pixie, and Blink, can help mutants defeat their inner darkness and find a new way to live. This is the Way of X. Dope book, Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's the man as usual. Check this one out if you haven't. Radiant Black #3. Okay, that's it. Nathan's getting down to business today. He's finally working on his novel. All he needs is some solitary writing time, no helpful parents, no superhero social media, and definitely no alien voices beaming an unintelligible language into his brain. That's not too much to ask for, right? I have been loving this series. If you haven't been reading Radiant Black, check it out, please. Power Rangers 6. The new Power Rangers have formed an uneasy alliance with Lord Dracon, but now must face Astronema and Ecliptor in order to survive. But does the would-be Princess of Evil and her mentor have something else planned for their new allies? We shall see. The Mighty Valkyries, number 1. Jane Foster believed she was the only Valkyrie left, but the fight against Null, the King in Black, proved her wrong. Now the Valkyries must redefine their roles in a changing world, and Asgard's not gonna make it easy. When Loki comes to Jane with rumors of a beast stalking the souls of Midgard, she leaps into action. But she's not the only one after the strange wolf hide. She'll need backup, but her ancient co-worker has other priorities. Years ago, the warrior made a promise to a woman she loved, and now it's time to follow through. Valkyries is dope. Definitely a lot of female empowerment on that one, so check that one out if you're into that. And finally, we have the Old Guard, Tales Through Time, number 1. Andromache, the Scythian, a warrior over 6,000 years old, who has fought more battles than she cares to remember, has kept one constant companion throughout her lifetime of combat, her Labries. Andy's battle axe takes many forms and many lives. In its centuries at her side, a story told by the Old Guard creators Greg Rucka and Leonardo Fernandez. Meanwhile, Nikki DiGiovanni and Youssef Joe Al-Qassimi, lovers since they tried and failed to kill each other in the First Crusade, spend an evening at Berlin's famed El Dorado nightclub in the twilight era of 1932, sharing drinks with drag queens and fist-fighting Nazis in an all-new story by Andrew Wheeler and Japaco Ganamini. Yo, The Old Guard was a dope movie. It's a more interesting book as far as comics goes. Check that one out. I think you'll enjoy it. In Sourcewall news, Superman, son of Kal-El, is officially now the new Superman. So Clark Kent is passing along the mantle of Superman to his son. As revealed by The Hollywood Reporter, DC is officially making John Kent the new Man of Steel in an ongoing series dubbed Superman, Son of Kal-El. It is written by Tom Taylor and drawn by John Timms. The new series will debut in 2021, replacing the current monthly Superman title. Son of Kal-El isn't a continuation of the Future State storyline, but is instead set to the present-day DCU and shows John first grappling with his new responsibility. But given that we've already seen the future, it would seem DC has every intention of maintaining this new Superman status quo. That isn't to say the original Superman will be hanging up his cape in tights anytime soon. Clark will continue to headline Philip Kennedy Johnson and Daniel Sampere's Action Comics series and appear in Brian Michael Bendis' and David Marquez's Justice League. Action Comics will also draw from the events of Future State, following Clark's journey as he intervenes in a conflict between Atlantis and War World. I mean, me personally, I don't really understand why they aged up John so fast. I mean, we'll have to see what they're doing here. But I'll save my judgment for later after reading a few issues of Son of Kal-El. I mean, Tom Taylor's writing it, so it can't be that bad. The man can't miss. Let's watch this.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude. I am the villain of the story.
Alright, you couch potatoes and you bingers. Captain America 4 in development. Now, with Falcon and Winter Soldier showrunner Malcolm Spellman, he will write the script for Captain America 4 alongside Falcon staff writer Delan Mooson. The Hollywood Reporter says the creator of the Falcon and Winter Soldier will develop a 4th movie for Marvel Studios. The previous movies from Captain America First Avenger Winter Soldier, and Captain America Civil War. No other details about casting or talent has been announced, nor any news about a director. The last two Cap films were helmed by the Russo brothers, who have since gone on to direct Infinity War and Endgame. Now, there's a big difference between us as fans going to see this movie and then us as fans supporting this movie. I feel like the Cap movie will still be dope regardless because it's Marvel, but there are a lot of things in this movie that I would love to see that I don't know if we will see. I will save those comments and thoughts for later. I will just wait for a cast list and maybe a plot before I make any judgments. Let's just say that. Stay close. Spider-Man will finally come to Disney Plus with a new deal, but after Netflix's. Though Disney Plus has been the streaming home for Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and entries from other Marvel series like X-Men and Fantastic Four, Sony's Spider-Man movies have been a conspicuous absence from the library until now. Future Spider-Man titles, along with other Sony films, will join Disney Plus in the future, as Disney and Sony have reached a new licensing agreement. The deal comes almost 2 weeks after Sony and Netflix have signed a multi-year contract to give Netflix its first rights to Sony films after they play in theaters. The new Disney deal covers the period after that, meaning theatrical releases from 2022 to 2026 will head to Disney Plus and other television networks after they leave Netflix. The package only covers US markets. So this is great. We can finally watch a few Spider-Man films in the MCU. If we can just go ahead and get that one Hulk film, the entire Infinity Saga will be on Disney Plus, and I'm going to watch it from beginning to end. Can't wait. Let's hop into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Jackpot.
Batman is playing Galaga.
Alright, gamers. Sony reverses course and will continue selling PS3 and Vita games after all. Sony has changed its mind and will be keeping the PS Store open for PS3 and PS Vita devices. As detailed on the PlayStation blog, this is a reversal from its announcement back in March that it would be closing down the store for PS3 and PSP on July 2nd and the PSN store for Vita on the 27th of August. In a letter to the community, Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan said that it was clear that we made the wrong decision here, and that the stores for PS3 and PS Vita will continue to live on. However, PSP commerce functionality will still end on July 2nd. So, for those of you who have PSPs, sorry. PS3 and Vita, you're still in the running for America's Next Top Model. That was corny. Okay, moving on. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. A remake of the 2003 BioWare RPG Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is reportedly in the works at port studio Asprey Media. The news was revealed by Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier during an interview with Ben Hansen at Minimax. This is public at the point. I've basically confirmed that Asprey, which is the company that has ported a bunch of KOTR games, is working on the remake. Eurogamer subsequently backed up that assertion, saying that it has also heard that Aspire's involvement. While the developer is known for often releasing straight ports, work is currently underway to make the project more of a remake instead. If we get Knights of the Old Republic, bruh, let's just say I'm in. I'm all in. I am all in. Knights of the Republic was so boss. So boss. Let's speak technical for a moment.
Technically speaking,
Your technological advancements 1.21 gigawatts.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Alright, nerds. The big thing we have right here in technical speaking is the Apple Spring Forward event. Apple's first keynote of 2021 saw the company cover a lot of ground, announcing something new in almost every product category it offers. Not only was there a new Mac, but it also came out with the updated iPad Pro, and a product that people have been impatiently waiting on the company to announce for the last few years. Let's jump right into it, people. The iMac. As expected, the new iMac was the star of the show. The new 24-inch iMac is only slightly larger than the 21.5-inch model it replaces and comes in a variety of handsome pastel hues, including that lush new purple color Apple announced for the iPhone 12 and 12 mini. If you are an old school Mac person, remember those colorful PCs, the ones like on Smallville? Same here, just flat. The new design is also much sleeker, and it has an old trademark chin. Internally, the 24-inch Mac includes the M1 chip, making it not only more powerful than the x86 processors, but also less prone to producing heat and noise. Apple says the new Macs are 50% quieter than the previous model. On select models, you'll also have access to Touch ID, a first for the company's desktop computers. One other notable upgrade is the new 1080p FaceTime camera. The 24-inch Mac lineup will start at $12.99, and they will go up for pre-order on April 20th. Well, they're for pre-order now. iPad Pro. After Apple came out with the 2020 iPad Air, it left the iPad Pro in an awkward position. Outside of features like Face ID and the company's Pro Motion display technology, there wasn't a compelling reason to buy the iPad Pro over the less expensive iPad Air. Less than a year later, it's updating the Pro to better differentiate from the rest of the tablet lineup. New to both 11-inch and 12.9-inch models in the addition of the company's M1 chip. Yes, Apple is putting its flagship desktop and laptop silicone in one of its tablets. The 12.9-inch model also comes with a new mini LED display that features 2,596 local dimming zones and a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio and a peak full screen brightness of 1,000 nits. Those are OLED-like capabilities from a system you won't have to worry about things like burn-in. It's a beautiful machine. Oh yeah. AirTags. Yes, after what feels like 2 years worth of rumors, Apple has finally announced AirTags. When they go on sale on April 30th, a single fob will set you back $29, while a 4-pack will cost you $100. Provided you own an Apple iPhone with a U1 chip like the iPhone 11 or 12, the included precision finding tool will guide you to your lost item with the help of augmented reality. As you move closer to what you're trying to find, your phone will display visual prompts that will point you in the right direction. For those with older iPhones, the fob will work instead of over Bluetooth. If you ever lose an item that has an AirTag attached to it, Apple's Find My Network will show you its general location. In that situation, you can enable a lost mode that will let someone know you're looking for one of your belongings, and when they bring the fob near the iPhone or another NFC-capable device. As with all of its products, Apple is putting an emphasis on privacy. It claims that features like unwanted tag detection and rotating identifiers will prevent unwanted tracking. That's dope. Apple TV 4K got a long overdue update at Apple's Spring Forward event. While it looks much like its predecessor, internally it features the company's most powerful A12 Bionic, allowing it to play HDR video with Dolby Vision at higher frame rates. A new TV OS feature lets you use an iPhone to calibrate your TV for more accurate colors. Oh, and it comes with a redesigned Siri remote that looks both more practical and comfortable to hold. It features a new click wheel that you can use to easily find a specific moment in a TV show or movie you're watching. The Apple 4K TV will start at $179, pre-orders on the 30th. And finally, Apple Podcast. This one's near and dear to my heart. One of the most popular podcasting apps is about to get a major refresh. Come with the release of iOS 14.5, Apple will update podcasts to give it a more modern interface and a handful of new features. One of those is a tool called Channels that will help you find fresh shows to listen with curated selections from your favorite creators. And if you want to support your favorite podcast, or, someone like me, or just not have to listen to any more ads from companies like Casper or Article, you'll now have the option to subscribe to an individual show. Each one will set its own price and perks. Dope, right? So, if you guys have Apple Podcasts, go ahead and subscribe to your boy. Yeah. Discord reportedly staying independent. Ends talks with Microsoft. Looks like they're not going to get into bed after all together. As reported by the Wall Street Journal, Discord has halted talks with at least 3 companies looking to purchase the popular chat platform, including Microsoft, who was reportedly prepared to offer a deal worth at least $10 billion. While the discussions have ended for now with the deal, sources close to the matter confirm they could always be back to rekindle the relationship in the future. I kind of hope they stay independent. I mean, really, we got too many other companies selling out and looking for the big paycheck. Just stay independent. Keep the money all to yourselves. That's how I feel. But maybe that's just me. Okay, nerds, let's mark out.
So what you gonna do? Goodbye and good night. Bang!
All right, you marks. WWE has fired Mark Carrano. Wrestling Inc. has learned that WWE Senior Director of Talent Relations Mark Carrano has been given the axe. Former WWE superstar Mickie James revealed that she received a black garbage bag with her belongings after she was released from the company. Triple H issued a statement on Twitter stating that the person responsible for this inconsiderable action has been fired and is no longer with WWE. Carrano was the Senior Director of Talent Relations for several years, but his role changed when John Laurinaitis was hired last month to run the department. Sorry, not ruin. Whatever, ruin, WWE, it's all the same. For those of you who don't know Mark Carrano was the guy giving all the girls the shaft and giving them the dick around during those past seasons of Total Divas. That guy. Yeah, he's gone. Good for him. And finally, we have AEW's Kenny Omega winning the Impact World Championship at Impact Rebellion. Defeating Rich Swann, the cleaner is now known as the Collector, or 3 belts Kenny, or Kenny 3 belts. He is now the Lucha Libre, Impact, and All Elite Wrestling Champion. He is now the Collector. Fans quickly took to Twitter to react to the historical victory, with some comparing him to Thanos from the MCU, while others crown him as the most dominant wrestler in the world. Well, let's think about the relationships that they have with AEW. I can think of 2. That's NWA and New Japan. So, if I'm a fan, just for build up and hype, let him go after Nick Aldis, and then finally have him knock on the door of Will Ospreay. I'll just leave that with you as I go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to the content, like the content, listen to the content. Let your boy know what you think about that content. Visit the website, doyouspeakgeek.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow us on YouTube as well. Subscribe and follow there. As always, people, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?